Hey guys, on today's homeschool, I'm going to show you why you simply cannot rely on Zestimates from the Zillow website. I can't tell you how many times I've had clients come to me and say that their home is worth a certain value. And when I ask them where they found that number, their answer is always Zestimate. Or maybe not always, but most times it's Zestimate. So I decided to make a video and I'm going to show you just how accurate Zillow's Zestimate really is. So first we're going to start on the Zillow website. This is just their homepage. Then we're going to scroll down to the bottom and you'll see some tabs here at the bottom. So you're going to want to see the second one in, it says Zestimates. So click on that and it shows you their median error, which means the percentage of or I should say the gap of where the home actually sells at and where their Zestimate was at. So kind of that bridge between the actual number it sells at and what they think it's worth. So they have both active and off market. So I'm more concerned of off market because most of my sellers will call and their home's actually not on the market yet. So we'll go ahead and click that. And I can dive into the active and the reasons for those estimates, but let's stick to off market for today, as if you're just a homeowner, haven't decided to sell, haven't decided to list, and you're just checking out your Zestimate on Zillow. So let's scroll down, let's find our market area, which is going to be, let's see if they have Scottsdale. No, they just have Phoenix here, so let's go with that. So Phoenix, Arizona. The first column, you're going to see median error. So again, that's that gap we were talking about to where the home actually sells at when it does sell and what their Zestimate was before it sold. So their median error for Phoenix, Arizona is basically 6%. Now, I don't know about you, but that is a lot when it comes to real estate to be off. I mean, that's a big margin, whether it's a profit margin or a loss margin to have. And just honestly, a lot of misinformation to a homeowner. So let's talk about that 6%. So let's run just simple numbers. So let's say it's a $300,000 house times 6%. That's $18,000. So that's either $18,000 over what it's worth that there's estimating, or $18,000 under what it's worth. So again, that's a big chunk of money for the homeowner to be misled on what their property is worth. Now, more importantly, out of 1.5 million homes listed, which as you see, Phoenix is one of the most recorded areas when it comes to Zillow as far as properties being on Zillow. Of that 1.5 million, only 44% are within 5% of the sales price. So again, that median error gap or margin, only 45% even sell within 5% of what they're estimating. We move to 10% of the sales price, and 70% are selling within 10% of their estimate. So on a $300,000 house, that'd be $30,000 off. They were 70% of the time on the homes that they're listing. And then within 20% of the sales price, 88% are selling at least within 20%. So they're not even 100% correct within 20%, if that makes any sense. So basically they're not even right all the time, even when they're guessing within 20%. Now, I mean, that's pretty hard to do. I mean, you would think that if you're giving a margin of 20%, that you'd at least be within that margin with where it sells at. So again, just shows that the inaccuracy of the Zestimate. Zillow is a fine site, don't get me wrong. It's great for searching. Some drawbacks of it, besides obviously the big one, the Zestimates, is going to be that they just don't have real-time information. So they'll say they have real-time information, but if you compare it to the MLS, which realtors use, they're typically 2 to 3 days behind when a home's actually off the market or on the market. And in this market in Arizona, that's way too much time. We're just in a market where it's very, very hot, very crazy right now, and you need to be on it. You basically need to be out looking at homes the second that they're listed. So to be 3 days behind the curve from where everyone else is listing who has realtors, or everyone else that is searching who has realtors, that's way too much, and that can cost you a property you're looking at. So again, I'll keep it short. It goes on about the Zestimate, and I could go on for days about, you know, its accuracy or inaccuracy, I should say. But I wanted to give you a quick guide to where you can look at it yourself and see the true Zestimate and what that looks like. Anytime you're trying to sell or buy arguably one of the biggest assets in your life, you want to have a professional running those numbers for you and get a true comparable market analysis for that property, just so you're not leaving a lot of money on the table or you're not paying way too much for a property. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more homeschool coming up, more lessons, and have a good one.